Wash your hands before eating food. This is something many of us grew up hearing from our parents. We may have grumbled then, but we learned from an early age the importance of washing our hands. But what we may not have learned is exactly why hand hygiene is so important. Hand hygiene is the removal or killing of microorganisms present on our hands. When you wash your hands correctly, it is the single most effective way to prevent the spread of disease and stay healthy. We can either use soap and running water or alcohol based hand sanitizers to effectively eliminate germs. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC) says of hand washing as keeping hands clean is one of the important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. Every year, we celebrate the World Hand Hygiene Day on 5th May as a symbol for the five fingers on our hands. The World Health Organization reminds everyone of the importance of hand hygiene and calls on all people in contact with the health sector to join in. This year, the motto is Unite for Safety, Clean Your Hands. More than ever, WHO is calling for workers across all levels to join forces and create a culture that values hand hygiene and infection prevention. Washing your hands is a simple, effective way of eliminating germs and reducing the risk of spreading viruses and bacteria that can cause illness. Be sure to wash your hands frequently throughout the day, particularly when you have left home, when you're handling food, or when you have been in contact with outside surfaces such as doorknobs, subways, and hand railings. Hand washing is pretty simple, but there are still things you will want to do to ensure you are doing it properly and not leaving any room for viruses and bacteria to live on your hands. We make so many common hygiene mistakes, and we should remove all hands and wrist jewelry before washing. Jewelry may hide bacteria and viruses from the action of washing and scrubbing. Do not use a single damp cloth to wash and dry hands. Disposable cloths or paper towels are preferred for hand drying after you have washed your hands. Also, do not use a standing body of water to rinse hands. Running water is a must. Do not use sponges or non-disposable cleaning cloths on your hands and call it a day. Have you heard of Clean Care for All? That is Save Lives Clean Your Hands campaign. This aims to progress the goal of maintaining a global profile on the importance of hand hygiene in healthcare and to bring people together in support of hand hygiene improvement globally. WHO calls on everyone to be inspired by the global movement to achieve universal health coverage. That is, achieving better health and well-being for all people at all ages, including financial risk protection, access to quality essential healthcare services, and access to safe, effective, quality, and affordable essential medicines and vaccines for all.
Did you wash your hands? How many times did you hear that question today? Probably a lot. But why are adults so hung up in hand washing? Why are they so loved with lather? Washing your hands is one of the best ways to stop the germs from spreading. Think about all the things that you have touched today, from telephone to the toilet. Maybe you blow your nose in a tissue and then you go outside to dig around the dirt. Whatever you did today, you came into contact with germs. It's easy for a germ on your hand to end up in your mouth. Think about how many foods you ate without hand washing. So, what are the best times to wash your hands? When your hands are dirty, before eating or touching food, after using the bathroom, after blowing your nose or coughing, after touching your pets or other animals, after playing outside, and before and after visiting a sick relative or a friend. Keeping hands clean is one of the most important steps we can take to avoid getting sick and spreading germs to others. Many diseases and conditions are spread by not washing hands with soap and clean running water. How germs get onto hands and make people sick. Fecus from people or animals is an important source of germs like Salmonella, E. coli, and norovirus, which can cause diarrhea. And it can spread some respiratory infections like adenoviruses and hand, foot, mouth disease. These kind of germs can get onto hands after people use the toilet or change a diaper. But also in less obvious ways, like after handling raw meats that have invisible amounts of animal poop on them. A single gram of human fecus, which is about the weight of a paperclip, can contain 1 trillion germs. Germs can also get onto hands if people touch any object that has germs on it because someone coughed or sneezed on it or was touched by some other contaminated object. When these germs get onto hands and are not washed off, they can be passed from person to person and make people sick. Washing hands prevent illness and spread of infections to others. Hand washing with soaps remove germs from hands. This helps prevent infections because people frequently touch their eyes, nose and mouth without even realizing it. Germs can get into the body through eyes, nose and mouth and make us sick. Germs from unwashed hands can get onto the foods and drinks while people prepare or consume them. Germs can multiply in some types of foods or drinks under certain conditions and make people sick. Germs from unwashed hands can be transferred to other objects like handrails, tabletops, or toys, and then transferred to another person's hand. Removing germs through hand washing therefore helps prevent diarrhea and respiratory infections and may even help prevent skin and eye infections too. Teaching people about hand washing helps them and their communities to stay healthy. Hand washing education in the community reduces the number of people who get sick with diarrhea by 23 to 40%. Reduces diarrheal illness in people with a weakened immune system in about 58%. Reduces respiratory illnesses like colds in the general population by 16 to 21%. Reduces absenteeism due to gastrointestinal illness in school children by 29 to 57%. Not washing hands can harm children around the world. About 1.8 million children under the age of 5 die each year from diarrheal diseases and pneumonia, the top of 2 killers of young children around the world. Hand washing with soap could protect about 1 out of every 3 young children who get sick with diarrhea, and almost 1 out of 5 young children with respiratory infections like pneumonia. Although people around the world clean their hands with water, a very few use soap to wash their hands. Washing hands with soap removes germs much more effectively. Hand washing education and access to soap in schools can help improve attendance. Good hand washing early in life may improve child development in some settings. Estimated global rates of hand washing after using the toilet are only about 19%. Hand washing helps battle the rise in antibiotic resistance. Preventing sickness reduces the amount of antibiotics people use and the likelihood that antibiotic resistance will develop. Hand washing can prevent about 30% of diarrhea-related sickness and about 20% of respiratory infections. Antibiotics often are prescribed unnecessarily for these health issues. Reducing the number of these infections by hand washing frequently helps prevent the overuse of antibiotics, the single most important factor leading to antibiotic resistance around the world. Hand washing can also prevent people from getting sick with germs that are already resistant to antibiotics and that can be difficult to treat. Thank you.